What's up everyone, this is Joe Sorrentino from New England RC. So let's say you upgraded your Rustler 4x4 VXL from the stock tires to the beefier new sledgehammer tires, but you still wanted to capture that great sweet chrome look that you had originally. See, the problem is the new tires, they're all black. So how do you get that same color look? I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you've seen my other videos with my Rustler 4x4 VXL, you've probably seen that I had the beefier tires on there, and they look nice with the kind of sort of chrome, but not as shiny as I originally had from these beautiful chrome tires that I had stock. And for a long time, I was trying to figure out, how do I do that? I mean, I've got the metallic color and it looks good, but it's just not quite giving me that extra pop that I'm looking for. I needed some more shine to it. Well, it took me a little while to discover. I went through a bunch of products online, and then I finally figured it out. The answer is actually fairly simple. It requires 2 coats of paint. Now, I originally had started out with just this primer that you see here, this Rust-Oleum metallic paint, which is actually quite good, but I wasn't quite getting that pop. And that's when I discovered I needed to add a finish coat, which was this Rust-Oleum Bright Coat metallic finish, to be specific here. And as you can see, what a difference. And now if you see the side-by-side comparison I've got in my hand here, you can see this was the original stock tire, which had that awesome chrome that I mentioned before. And side-by-side, you can see what I've done to the tire. With 2 coats of paint, I would say I came pretty close to that same look. 2 coats of paints, folks, and that really was the secret. If you want that chrome look, this is what you do. Rust-Oleum paint primer, Rust-Oleum Bright Coat metallic finish. And an added bonus on today's video, you might have also noticed when you were looking at that nice chrome look of the interior in the tires, I also had painted the text white. And to do that, I actually found another product online as well. Originally, I had been using some enamel paints from Testors, which are pretty good for certain types of painting if you're going to do the body and whatnot. But I did find that it smudged quite a bit. So I went with something else that was a little more permanent. And this is a product that I found. I found these on Amazon. These are actually markers, which work really well. I guess they're from China, as you can see from the text on here. Boy, they sure do work well. It's just a lot easier. When you try to use a paintbrush, it's hard to kind of get the text the way you want because the paintbrush is always moving around. But if you want to do small text, this is really the way to do it. I'm just gonna pull one of these out so you can see. So here's what it looks like. It looks like a pen. Just pop the top. And there you go, you get that nice fine tip for the small lettering. And it really makes a difference. You need a hard tip because if you use a soft paintbrush, it's just so hard to be detailed. So I strongly recommend it. If you're looking to paint text on your tires, check out on Amazon and I'll have the link below so you can order them yourself. And since we're sticking with the paint theme on today's video, I'm going to give you one more tip on what I did with my X-Max tires. So the tires I had were white around the rims here, as you can see. And I decided I wanted to be creative, and I got some enamel paint from Testors, and it was the dark blue color that I used. And I just painted around the rim here, and I got it all blue. As an added bonus, I decided to paint the screws white, just kind of give it a little extra pop. And then I used the marker that I showed you to paint in the text, and it really made a difference. It really helped liven these tires, which were basically just black with some white in the middle, to this more eye-catching polished look that I have there now. And I painted both sides of the tire, as you can see here on the opposite side, also blue with the white screw tips. So these are the Testors enamel paints that I also use for some of my paint jobs. You can see I have some orange, which I used on another X-Max, a buddy of mine who wanted orange rims. He's going with an orange theme. And then also I have the dark blue, which I used on mine, as well as a little black. Sometimes you need a little this, little that mixed in. So there's some black. I also have the white, which is what I originally had used for the text until I discovered those markers, which work a lot better on text. And then finally, you always want to make sure you have a little bit of this paint thinner on hand in case you make a mistake, you want to wash away a color you don't want. this is very handy stuff, so make sure you have some of that on hand if you do any painting. And to leave you folks with a final thought, if you don't want to take the time to paint the rims on your X-Max tires and you wanted to do something a little quicker and more permanent, the other option is you can use RIT dye, which also works quite well. I had seen on another video from someone that did this on YouTube, did a great job just boiling water with a little of this mixed in. It took a couple of hours. I was going to do that myself, and as you can see, I bought the product. I had planned to do it, but I opted not to because then I realized that if I boil dye in a pot for a couple hours, it's going to probably stain the pot, and I didn't want to piss off my wife. So I decided that I'm going to paint them instead. But if you do have an old pot lying around and you don't care about, this is another option that you could try, which may work even better. All right, folks, that's all today on New England RC. I'm Joe Sorrentino. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.